Our next program is live from JAMCON 84 with Crosley Bendix.
Well, I told Jim I had one idea for him. I said, we can make a documentary about jammers and jamming with all the Bay Area jammers and play it at the conventions, you know, all the ham conventions.
Presents
JAMCON 84. JAMCON 84.
Good hello, radio devotees. I'm Crosley Bendix, Director of Stylistic Premonitions here at UMN, and this morning I'm pleased to host JAMCON 84, the second semi-biannual International Jammers Convention, from the beautiful Cubist Towers overlooking all views at once. We'll be roaming the many booths and displays throughout the morning, talking to industry representatives and law enforcement personnel, and the place is really filling up right now. We'll also be hearing from JAMCON's special guest celebrity color man, Dr. Carl Sagan, who's up in the Sky Cube with the big picture. Carl, are you there right now? What's your impression of the whole scene from your perspective up there?
The future depends on the wise use of science and technology. And how can we do that if people don't know something about science and technology? How can they elect scientifically literate representatives in the House and in the Senate? How can they make proper decisions in referendums and other places where they have to vote on scientific issues?
Well, thanks, Carl. We'll be back to you for some more updates. We'll have live sounds by Negativland tonight with communications assistance from Kent Hastings and friends. Rex Everything is here with an on-the-street interview. You can jam JAMCON 84. Yes, you can jam us at 415-848-4425. We're scanner accessible. However, Rex didn't give me that listing, so we'll have that for you later. 44529.
May take a bit of a hit, Steve, but I think that if they're anything like me, they will be ecstatic to be part
145
such a historic
15 14515.
And does this mean you will also
All right, scanner accessible 14515.
in India or the USA?
And now let's go over to the weatherman for a little history.
Meter jamming, hello?
Caller?
2-meter jamming, hello?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Are you involved with jamming?
Okay, I want your historical perspective regarding the jamming. It has a reason for its coming into existence.
Lay it on us.
Okay, jamming started when there's something called a radio geek. These older people who kind of think they have a copyright on the mentality and type of conversation that's supposed to be used on a ham radio.
That sounds like a conversation I heard just last night on my scanner with a few of those guys.
Okay, listen, the thing is that the more dynamic, more creative people who are willing to experiment 900 megacycle stuff, have more creative uses of the radio. Anything creative at all was in opposition to what these old-timers had going.
Maybe you could tell us why. I don't think they want me to ask that question.
Okay, some of these people just, took the extreme reaction.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. I'm Jim Davis in Los Angeles, and this is the Westlink Amateur Radio News. The FCC has acted against 8 individuals allegedly involved in jamming a San Francisco area repeater. Named in document titled, quote, a conspectus on recent Bay Area jamming cases, unquote, are 6 amateurs and 2 unlicensed individuals. This document, along with a show cause order against one of the alleged jammers, reached Westlink too late for an in-depth report last week.
Now this fucking bunch of idiots. Take 6 MMZ, I'm getting out of this fucking bunch of idiots. Take 6 MMZ, I'm getting out of this fucking bunch of idiots. Hey, Ralph, you're not too smart. Hey, Ralph, you're not too smart. Hey, Ralph, you're not too smart.
No more words.
Hello, this is Dr. Ted Wright, and I'm talking with W6DR, who's been in the jamming business for several years now, about 10 years, is that right?
Yeah, at least 10, yes.
And you've never really held a legal ham call, is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, you started your operation, I believe, in Los Angeles.
Yes, in those days I was on the air quite a bit, using a call that was not in the call book. I got along with a lot of the hams. They did not suspect a thing. And of course, back in those days, I couldn't even spell the word jamming. I didn't know what it meant or anything.
When did you move to the Bay Area and get involved? You can maybe tell us how that started.
That's when I really got introduced to Gary Kerr, who had been a friend of my friend. And Gary introduced me to the fine art of jamming.
That was on the 682 repeater. You used to get on there and talk normally to people, and then you sort of degenerated into the standard practice. Is that pretty much how you see it?
Yeah, when I first got in San Francisco, I attempted to join, you know, not a repeater per se, but to join in with QSOs, and then I met Gary, and he introduced me to a certain group of people on a certain repeater who he felt deserved our undivided attention, as it would be. We sold a lot of touchdowns and pre-recording material and music and just noise in general. What's this problem? Is this I'm not sure what Gary's dislike for Frankie was. I really don't know. I was write a sheet and it's kind of set to it, really. You know, they said, what you jam is you know, it's my thoughts, main idea was to have fun. A new era of communication, and after that, I kind of lost its spark in myself.
Yes, well, we've heard examples of what was going on. Another person that was mentioned in that Westlink tape was Alan R. Vance, and I guess he had a license up to the time that he died recently. But there was an interesting incident that happened on the air. I think a neighbor was having television interference. Could you elaborate on that incident?
Yes, I don't remember the exact date, but Alan was on the air on 8, like he was quite frequently, sometimes legitimately and sometimes in a form of abusive language. Anyway, a neighbor was receiving TVI, television interference, from Alan's radio. And the neighbor came over and asked Al if he would not cease his transmission. The neighbor was trying to watch TV. Al was something and they left. And a few minutes later, they came right back over. Al was in the chair by the radio. The neighbor came up to him and was extremely low and left his hand. Al determined his life was in danger. He pulled out 22 caliber pistol and shot his neighbor 5 times. Al Vance then decided to call the police. Except for the fact his cell phone was out of work. He proceeded to get back on the 2282 repeater and request assistance. Well, because of recent jamming activity on 82, and Al Vance was the subject of many puns and sourcing and object of jamming, they were about to oblige him in any way, shape, or form. And this suspicious and him and his neighbor became one of the hottest items to get 82. It probably including gunshots, and they repeat the last 3 characters of his call, and produced outrageous status. Well, that 82 didn't have a prayer, but it stays in memory. And, well, I don't know about the other people. I hear a couple of them here and there, but the membership of 82 that was probably 200 or 300 members has probably completely dissipated, and the majority of them scattered throughout the band.
Okay. Thank you very much. This has been an interview with a bootlegger who uses the call W6BR, which we don't want to identify too much. This is Ted Wright. I'm going back to Crosley Bendix at JAMCON, and we're through here. Thank you.
Out of the blue, on the wings of a dove, a messenger comes with the beating of drums. It's not a message of love.
Somebody asked me one time.
Do you know how you can tell if Ewell Gibbons is streaking?
We're gonna have to drop you out for a minute.
You look for grape nuts and a goldenrod.
Okay, that was real cute.
This is Radio Moscow. And imagine what it was like if you tried to tune into the BBC or the Voice of America and heard only jamming coming from your own government and heard the news you just heard over and over and over again. And worst of all, the fact you couldn't get talk radio. Gosh, that'd be awful.
We can jam radio talk shows, too. This particular talk show was very naive, and we were able to put in all these tapes and make him all flustered. So here it is right now.
Well, I hope you use Charmin.
All right.
Here's Roy Story Sports.
Someone liked it.
Yeah.
I was joking.
It's ice, as we used to call it, but it's the same difference. And it's better than cold coffee, I'll tell you that. And so let's find out what's on. Hello. Oh, we had somebody in line one. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Can't we hear each other?
Am I on?
You sure are. Say something.
Hello?
Hello. I hear you.
Hello?
Are you trying to listen on the radio?
Am I on?
Don't you hear him? You hear
Hello?
him? Yeah, I hear him.
Hello?
He can't hear us, I guess. Well, that's the way it goes. I don't know what happened or why, but he was on the air. But he couldn't hear us, and we could hear him. Okay. Hello there. Who's this?
This is Van Kolvik.
Van Kolvik.
My main interests are in fishing and hunting. They happen to be hobbies of mine personally.
Boy, you're with a bunch of other people, I'll tell you that.
I'm going to have you say that. My tongue's getting... I'm so excited here.
You are? Well, turn your radio down a little bit. That'll make it easier for you.
And thank you, all you folks.
I don't know what he's doing, but it's not a full moon, is it? They don't allow little 10-year-olds up this late at night, I don't think, do they? I mean, all parents, you know, they give their children, let them watch TV for 30 minutes a day and PBS for an hour. They send them to bed at 7 o'clock and all that sort of thing. Isn't that it? They get up and make the bed and do everything else. Sure they do. But they get their kicks out of this, and they go around and chuckling, say, look what I did. Oh. It's like the guys that run around with their radios on so loud you can hear them 4 blocks down the streets, and you want to ask them what else they got for Christmas, but they never tell you. Hello there, who's this?
This is Bob Falson.
Oh, it's one of the 3-year-olds that we have on the air every once in a while. I wish that woman would take her children and put them to bed at that time of night.
Okay, you're back on. IWH, I bet you can't top that. Hold on a minute. Everybody's talking at once. Don, shut up. Mark, shut up. Mickey, shut up. Everybody quiet. Stop. No, you don't have... Don't get mad at me. Mark,
can I take this one?
That's me.
Like the Reverend Henry Davidson in Rain.
Your philosophy of love doesn't interest me, Mr. Jeffrey.
I wish I could dismiss it like that, but I can't. When I love a woman, I'm an oriental. It never goes, it never dies.
Hooey!